house at the end of town, where the porch light finally burned out. The windows stare like tired eyes, holding dust and old goodbyes. I used to hear my mother sing while my father fixed most everything. Now every room just knows my name, and every wall remembers pain. I walked through doors I used to know, found silence sitting by the stove. Some places don't need graves to be a field of buried memory. This is the house the pain left empty, where the years don't make a sound, where love once kept the table ready. Now only shadows gather round. This is the place I learned to lose, the place I learned what men don't say. I came back looking for mercy, but mercy had moved away. There's a chair beside the kitchen wall where Daddy rested after it all. His boots were warm, his voice was low. He gave more than the world would know. Mama kept her sorrow clean, folded grief in faded jeans. She smiled when the cupboards thin like hunger was just passing wind. I thought I'd leave and cut the chain, but distance never killed the pain. Some roots stay wrapped around the bone, no matter where a man is gone. This is the house the pain left empty, where the years don't make a sound, where love once kept the table ready. Now only shadows gather round. This is the place I learned to lose, the place I learned what men don't say. I came back looking for mercy, but mercy had moved away. I don't hate the broken floor, I don't curse that old front door. It held us up when times were thin, it kept the cold from coming in. And maybe pain ain't just a thief, maybe it teaches man to breathe. Maybe all these empty rooms still kept a little truth. This is the house pain left empty, where the years don't make a sound, where love once kept the table ready. Now only shadows gather round. This is the place I learned to lose, the place I learned what men don't say. I came back looking for mercy, but mercy had moved away. This is the house still remembers every prayer and every fall. I lost the people that made me, but I still hear them in the walls. So I'll leave the porch light broken, let the dust stay where it lies. Some things don't need fixing, some wounds don't need disguise. I'll close the door behind me, but I won't walk away the same. That empty house still holds me, and pain still knows my name. kept a match inside my coat for all the nights I had no hope. Not for fire, not for flame, just to remember I had a name. The house got cold, the fields went dry. I learned to live without asking why. Some prayers fell flat on wooden floors, some never made it past the door. Nobody saw the quiet cost, nobody counted what I lost. But somewhere low where pain should be, there was still one light in me. There's still a last light in me, small as a candle, hard to see. When the road gets dark and the night won't leave, there's still a last light in me. I lost my way, I lost my pride, lost the boy I kept inside. But through the hurt and memory, there's still a last light in me. I watch my mother fade with grace, a tired smile on a tired face. She said, "Son, don't let this world turn your heart to stone." My father never spoke of fear, but I could see it year by year in the way he held his coffee cup, and never once complained enough. I took their silence, took their pain, carried both through dust and rain. But what they left beneath my skin was strength enough to rise again. There's still a last light in me, small as a candle, hard to see. When the road gets dark and the night won't leave, there's still a last light in me. I lost my way, I lost my pride, lost the boy I kept inside. But through the hurt and memory, there's still a last light in me. I don't call myself a strong man, I don't know if that is true. I just kept breathing when breathing was all I could do. Maybe that is all faith is, not a crown, not a sign, just a broken man still walking with one small light inside. There's still a last light in me, small as a candle, hard to see. When the road gets dark and the night won't leave, there's still a last light in me. I lost my way, I lost my pride, lost the boy I kept inside. Through the hurt and memory, there's still a last light in me. There's still a last light in me. After all I failed to be, not bright enough for all to see, but bright enough to carry me. So let the old road take its time, let the dark stand next to mine. I have been bent by grief and need, but there's still a last light in me. And when my hands begin to shake, when the morning feels too late, I hold that flame and let it be the last true light in me. blood under the quiet. There's weight behind my eyes. There are things I learned to bury just to make it through the night. I don't wear it like a warning, I don't show it like a scar. I just keep my hands from shaking when the memories go too far. Nobody asked the silent man what it cost him just to stand. Nobody sees the years he hides underneath the steady stride. There's blood under the quiet, but I still carry on. There's pain inside the morning, but I still face the dawn. I lost more than I speak of, I held more than I should. There's blood under the quiet, but the quiet kept me good. My father taught me work was prayer, even when no hope was there. My mother taught me how to smile when the hurt stayed for a while. I watched the years take what they take, watch strong hearts quietly break. Some wounds never make a sound, they just learn to settle down. I used to think I had to win to be a man inside my skin. Now I know some men survive by keeping one small flame alive. There's blood under the quiet, but I still carry on. There's pain inside the morning, but I still face the dawn. I lost more than I speak of, I held more than I should. There's blood under the quiet, but the quiet kept me good. I don't need the world to see the nights that took a part of me. I don't need a crowd to know how far a tired man can go. If there's mercy left for me, let it come down quietly, not like thunder, not like flame, just enough to keep my name. There's blood under the quiet, but I still carry on. There's pain inside the morning, but I still face the dawn. I lost more than I speak of, I held more than I should. There's blood under the quiet, but the quiet kept me good. There's blood under the quiet, there's dust inside my soul, but I am not the sorrow that tried to make me cold. So let me walk the old road slow, with all the things I'll never show. I may be worn, but I am true. I made it farther than I knew. And if the silence speaks my name, I won't answer it with shame. There's blood beneath this quiet wood, but the quiet kept me good. was a place beside the road where I laid down what I couldn't hold. Not a cross and not a stone, just a patch of dirt I called my own. I buried pride, I buried blame, buried half my younger name. Left the boy I used to be where nobody could follow me. I thought the end had come that night, no open door, no morning light. But even down beneath the clay, something in me turned away. I walked away from my own grave with empty hands and nothing brave. No thunder rolled, no angels came, just one more breath inside my frame. I walked away from what I lost, from every debt and every cost. The earth still knew my name that day, but I walked away. I had a love that turned to dust, had a friend who broke my trust, had a home that lost its light, had prayers that didn't sleep at night. I wore silence like a coat, kept old sorrow in my throat. Some men die but still move on, carrying what should have made them gone. They saw my face and called me strong, but they never knew how long I stood there at the edge of me, begging pain to let me breathe. I walked away from my own grave with empty hands and nothing brave. No thunder rolled, no angels came, just one more breath inside my frame. I walked away from what I lost, from every debt and every cost. The earth still knew my name that day, but I walked away. I don't know what kept me here. Maybe love, maybe fear, maybe just my mother's voice telling me I had a choice. I don't call it victory, I don't call it being free. I just know the night was deep and still it did not get to keep me. I walked away from my own grave with empty hands and nothing brave. No thunder rolled, no angels came, just one more breath inside my frame. I walked away from what I lost, from every debt and every cost. The earth still knew my name that day, but I walked away with tired eyes, with no clean truth and no disguise. Not healed, not whole, not made of flame, but still alive inside my name. So let the ground remember me as the man I used to be. Let the weeds grow where I lay, I don't belong there anyway. If the dark comes back again, calling like an old lost friend, I'll tell it what I learned that day. Even graves can be walked away. But and took the cold road home again, past the fields and broken fence, past the house where I was raised, past the boy I couldn't save. The porch was leaning toward the ground, no one there to hear the sound, just my boots and evening gray, and all the words I didn't say. Nobody waits where time is gone, nobody sings an old man's song. Something in that empty place still remembered my face. The cold road home still knows my name. It held my sorrow, it held my shame. The cold road home did not let go, brought me back to what I know. Mama's roses had gone wild, like grief left alone for a while. Daddy's shed was caving in, but I could still smell work on him. There are things you can't outrun, old hurt buried in the sun. You leave town and swear you're free, then carry home inside your knees. I thought the miles would make me clean, but distance don't erase a dream. Some roots stayed down where pain was grown, and call a tired man back home. The cold road home still knows my name. It held my sorrow, it held my shame. The cold road home did not let go, it brought me back to what I know. I don't know if home forgives, or if it only lets you live. I don't know what grace can be when it stands so quietly. But I touched that old front door, and I was not lost anymore. Not healed, not young, not clean, but closer to what I mean. Still knows my name. It held my sorrow, it held my shame. The cold road home did not let go, it brought me back to what I know. Sometimes that's the only way to go. So let the fields grow dark behind, let the years stay where they lie. I came back with empty hands, but I came back as a man. No bright sign above the trees, no holy voice calling me, gravel, dust, and evening foam, and the cold road home. ain't found all I'm looking for. Still got ghosts beside the door. Still got names I do not say. Still got nights that won't behave. But I woke up and tied my shoes, made some coffee, heard the news. The world was hard, the sky was gray, but I was here another day. Nobody clapped, nobody knew the kind of road I'd made it through. But something in the morning frost made me feel a little less lost. A little less lost, a little more found. Still carrying pain, but not going down. A little less lost, with my hands on the day. I ain't healed yet, but I'm finding my way. There was a time I couldn't stand the sight of my own working hands. They looked like failure, looked like death, looked like things I can't forget. Now they look like what survived, proof that something stayed alive. Not clean, not young, not free from cost, but maybe just a little less lost. I used to wait for life to change, for some bright mercy, strange and plain. Now I know the quiet way can save a man from yesterday. A little less lost, a little more found. Still carrying pain, but not going down. A little less lost, with my hands on the day. I ain't healed yet, but I'm finding my way. I don't need a perfect road, I don't need a lighter load. I just need the strength to see there is still a place for me. Maybe peace is one small thing, not a bell that starts to ring, just a tired soul that crossed one more mile, a little less lost. A little less lost, a little more found. Still carrying pain, but not going down. A little less lost, with my hands on the day. I ain't healed yet, but I'm finding my way. A little less lost, though the road stays long. I still hear sorrow, but it ain't my only song. So let the evening come in slow, let the old herd rise and go. I have walked through heavy cost and come back a little less lost. If tomorrow looks the same, I'll still answer to my name. Not whole, not clean, but soft, enough to be a little less lost. There was a time when hope was just a word, something kind that I had heard, not a thing I held at night, not a candle, not a light. I knew the floor beside my bed, knew every fear inside my head, knew the sound a man can make when there is nothing left to break. Nobody came to pull me through, nobody knew what I nearly knew, but somewhere under all that hurt, hope was more than just a word. When hope was just a word, I still whispered it low, through the ache in my hands, through the cold in my bones. When hope was just a word, I had nothing I could see, but a word can keep a man alive. When that word is all he needs. I watched the world keep passing by, with its clean shirts and easy lives, while I sat there with my shame, too tired to even curse my name. My mother said the dark will pass, my father said the strong ones last, but neither told me how to stand with empty rooms and shaking hands. I thought my road had lost its way, thought I'd seen my final day, but breath by breath and hurt by hurt, hope became more than just a word. When hope was just a word, I still whispered it low, through the ache in my hands, through the cold in my bones. When hope was just a word, I had nothing I could see, but a word can keep a man alive. And that word is all he needs. I don't call it easy, I don't call it grace, I just know I saw the morning after, staring down that place. Maybe faith is smaller than the stories people tell, maybe it's one quiet word at the bottom of the well. When hope was just a word, I still whispered it low, through the ache in my hands, through the cold in my bones. When hope was just a word, I had nothing I could see, but a word can keep a man alive. When that word is all he needs. When hope was just a word, it found a home in me, not loud enough to shake the sky, but strong enough to breathe. So if you find me walking slow, with older eyes than years can show, know I've been where silence stirred, when hope was just a word. And now I keep it close at hand, like a match in a broken man, small and plain, but still it burns. Hope was just a word. my coat by the chapel door. Couldn't carry that weight no more. I had a name, I had a home. Now I walk this road alone. Mama cried in the kitchen light. Daddy worked through another night. Nobody asked what I had lost. Nobody knew what silence cost. I kept my pain behind my eyes, kept my hands busy, kept my words dry. Some men break where the world can see, some break quiet like me. The road kept quiet, so did I, with dust on my hands and the moon in my eyes. I lost my shelter, I lost my way, but I kept breathing one more day. I watched good men fade from town. Some got drunk and some laid down. Some lost faith, some lost pride. Some were living but dead inside. I learned hope ain't always bright. Sometimes hope just means one more night, one more step with a tired soul, one more prayer nobody knows. They said the dark would swallow me like rain into a thirsty creek, but something small beneath my chest kept beating when I needed rest. The road kept quiet, so did I, with dust on my hands and the moon in my eyes. I lost my shelter, I lost my way, but I kept breathing one more day. There are names I never say, there are debts I'll never pay. There are rooms inside my mind where I still leave the lights behind. But I am not the hurt I knew, I am not what I went through. I'm just a tired man, trying hard to stand. The road kept quiet, so did I, with dust on my hands and the moon in my eyes. I lost my shelter, I lost my way, but I kept breathing one more day. Till I found my faith, I lost my morning, I lost my home, but I found something still alive in my bones. So let the old road know my name, let the dark take back its claim. I'm not healed and I'm not whole, but I never sold my soul. If they ask what pulled me through, it was one more breath I held on to. No glory, no crown, no song of praise, just quiet roads and harder days. There's a place past the county line where the road gets still and the sun don't shine. Not a bar and not a church, just a field of old hurt. That's where I went when I lost my way, with nothing good left to say. I sat down by the weeds and stone and learned how quiet feels alone. Nobody followed, nobody knew the kind of dark I walked into. But sometimes when you're sinking low, you find where broken men go, where broken men go. There ain't much sound, just heavy hearts and holy ground, where broken men go. The night moves slow, but some come back with a little more soul. I saw my father in my hands, saw my mother in my plans, saw every debt I couldn't pay, standing there like yesterday. I saw friends I couldn't save, saw names I carried to the grave. I saw the boy I used to be, looking tired back at me. I thought that place would be the end, a final road to last amen. But pain can teach what mercy knows. Down where broken men go, where broken men go. There ain't much sound, just heavy hearts and holy ground, where broken men go. The night moves slow, but some come back with a little more soul. I don't know what price I paid. I only know the dirt was cold and still I rose. Maybe grace don't come in light, maybe it sits with you at night. Maybe heaven speaks real low, down where broken men go, where broken men go. There ain't much sound, just heavy hearts and holy ground, where broken men go. The night moves slow, but some come back with a little more soul. Where broken men go, they lay down pride, they meet the truth they kept inside. And if they rise up slow, change forever by where broken men go. So if you see me walking now, with my eyes a little farther out, I am not lost like I was before. I know that road, I know that door. I went down where the silent kneel, where old wounds learn how to feel. And I came back, moving slow, from where broken men go. There's old wood beneath my feet. It knows the sound of tired dreams. It heard my father close the door, too worn to ask for anything more. It heard my mother softly pray when supper stretched another day. It heard the rain, it heard my name. It held the house through old wood pane. A home can hurt and hold you still, like roots wrap around a stubborn hill. I left that place, but all the same, I still carry old wood pain. Old wood, old pain, still remembers me. Every nail, every board, every family tree. Old wood, old pain, in the walls and rain. I walked away from that house, but not from what it gave. There's a window facing west, where the sunset used to rest. I stood there young and full of plans, with the whole world in my hands. Now I know what years can do. They take the many, leave the few. They leave a chair, a coat, a stain, and rooms that whisper old wood pain. I thought that leaving meant I'd heal, but some things follow what you feel. Some doors close, some still remain inside your chest, like old wood pain. Old wood, old pain, still remembers me. Every nail, every board, every family tree. Oh, wood, old pain, in the walls and rain. I walked away from that house, but not from what it gave. I don't curse the place I knew. It did the best that it could do. It kept us warm when times were thin. It let the broken people in. If I return with tired eyes, it ain't to ask the past why. It's just to stand there once again and thank the house that held my pain. Old wood, old pain, still remembers me. Every nail, every board, every family tree. Old wood, old pain, in the walls and rain. I walked away from that house, but not from what it gave. Never ran away. So let the porch lean toward the ground, let the empty room sleep sound. I'll leave my hand upon the frame and speak the old house by its name. No bright light, no holy chain, just what remains after the rain. A man, a door, a weathered grain. folks that die in town. Could've laid my name to rest with all the things I never said, but there were fields behind my eyes and old hands teaching me to try. There was a chair my father made and a debt my heart still paid. Nobody called me brave back then. Nobody knew the shape I was in. I just held on through the gray and became the man who stayed. I am the man who stayed when the good years went away, when the house grew cold and the sky turned clay. I am the man who stayed with a tired heart and empty hands. I lost more than I can say, but I'm still where I stand. Mama's voice still fills the hall, though no one lives there now at all. Daddy's coat still hangs in place like time forgot to take his shape. I watched the seasons thin the land, watched hope slip through a working hand. Some men run from what they know, some plant roots where sorrow grows. They said the road would set me free, but the road looked back and spoke to me. Freedom ain't always far away, sometimes it's learning how to stay. I am the man who stayed when the good years went away, when the house grew cold and the sky turned clay. I am the man who stayed with a tired heart and empty hands. I lost more than I can say, but I'm still where I stand. I don't know if staying heals, I don't know what mercy feels, but I know these broken boards held my grief and something more. Every nail and every scar, every night beneath these stars told me pain can pass through bone and still not take you home. I am the man who stayed when the good years went away, when the house grew cold and the sky turned clay. I am the man who stayed with a tired heart and empty hands. I lost more than I can say, but I'm still where I stand. I am the man who stayed, not because I never cried, but because something in this place kept one light alive. So let the porch keep leaning low, let the weeds around it grow. I have been bent but not betrayed, I know why I stayed. No crown, no song, no holy flame, just old wood calling out my name. And if the world forgets my face, this ground will know the man who stayed. one saw me fall that year. I kept my troubles out of ear, washed my face and closed the door. Said I was fine like times before. I had a coat that smelled like rain, a pocket full of old mistakes. I had a robe beneath my shoes, and nothing left I couldn't lose. Some men break where people stare, some break down with no one there. I learned to make my sorrow small, so no one saw me fall. No one saw me fall. No one heard the sound. I went down quiet, and I got up from the ground. No one saw me fall, but I know where I've been. I lost myself in silence and found my way again. My mother kept her worries clean, folded them with faded jeans. My father never cried out loud, he just stared past every cloud. I guess I learned that kind of way, to hide the hurt and face the day. But even stone beneath the rain can slowly wear away. They call me steady, call me strong, never asked what I carry long. Sometimes pride is just a wall around the place you fall. No one saw me fall. No one heard the sound. I went down quiet, and I got up from the ground. No one saw me fall, but I know where I've been. I lost myself in silence and found my way again. I don't need a public prayer. Some things happen deep inside, far from everybody's eyes. If I'm slower than before, it's because I carry more. But every step still proves to me I'm not what tried to bury me. No one saw me fall. No one heard the sound. I went down quiet, and I got up from the ground. No one saw me fall, but I know where I've been. I lost myself in silence and found my way again. No one saw me fall, but morning saw me rise, with dirt upon my jacket and life still in my eyes. So let the world keep moving on, let it wonder where I've gone. I have been low where shadows crawl, but no one saw me fall. And if tomorrow calls my name, I'll answer soft and not with shame. I know the the place beneath it all, when no one saw me.